I gotta say, coming out of the pay per view, we just finished Great American Bash, which Great American Bash got over 1 million buys. Seems like everything does. Did great numbers. WWE thus far has done great number. I've done fantastic numbers. I did let Scott Steiner go. I let Terry go. Shaniqua, Buddy Landau, so on and so forth. I've been really relying on the veterans as a way to, I've really been relying on the veterans as a way to establish the youngsters. And apparently, we got Christy Hemme. I'm not gonna let her go to the main roster. I'm gonna assign her to OVW because I think that is the best place for her to go now as far as developmental. But as I mentioned, Buddy Landell and Road Warrior. With Buddy Landell, we got Tatanka and Road Warrior Animal coming in on contracts. But the point of this was not to show that Buddy Landell and Scott Steiner are moving on, but to show that Billy Robinson retired. No, the point was to take this in a different approach because the fact of the matter is, not only did we sell out the Joe Louis Arena at what was a spectacular Great American Bash, a very underrated Great American Bash pay per view, and one that I'm exceedingly happy about, exceedingly happy about, and it sets up nicely for what we will get to in a second. But I just wanted to point out I have never been nominated for as many awards in this game ever. And I've been playing this game probably since 2010, 2013. But I've also played EWR beforehand, as you guys know, because I used to put EWR videos up on this channel. But I've been playing this game for far too long to never have been nominated for this amount of awards is insane. But we got the halfway point of the awards, and that's why I said nominated, not winning, because thus far through 2004, Shawn Michaels is the Wrestler of the Year, WWE is the Company of the Year. Thank you. Tag Team of the Year, which I disagree with, but at the same time, I could work it into the storyline somehow. That being Chavo and Eddie. Match of the Year is from Backlash when Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels got a 100, which I will check in a second. But also the feud of the show of the year, which feud of the year might be something that they could add. But the show of the year is also Backlash. So 5 different awards are in the running to the WWE, that being me. So I have never been nominated for this many awards. Usually it's 1 or 2 here and there. But Shinsuke Nakamura's got the Young Wrestler of the Year. TNA with Sting has the Veteran of the Year. Joni Lauer is the Female Wrestler of the Year, and she's working in a variety of companies. And also, you got the Independent Wrestler of the Year, Osamu Nishimura, who is apparently working New Japan now, but also had been working some independents throughout. I guess in between the tours, he must be working the independents. So there's that. But I am just fascinated by the fact that Shawn Michaels and my company, that I've been doing that well with WWE, that I am in the running for a smattering of awards when award season comes around in January. But Shawn Michaels has had an incredible year and is projected to be the one from Raw. In my opinion, in my opinion, that I may be having Shawn be the one that fights that represents Raw at the SummerSlam pay per view in the battle for brand supremacy, because I am putting together a match at SummerSlam for brand supremacy between Shawn Michaels and a member of Raw and a member of SmackDown. The only question now is which member of SmackDown I will take, because I decided on Shawn Michaels pretty much instantaneously as far as who will be as far as who will be the representative from Raw, but it is crazy, in my opinion, the amount of people that they even have they even have people that worked for the company outside of the personal save because Greg Kabuki, I honestly don't remember Kabuki working for me. So yeah, last time he worked for WWE was 1994. So it must have been, it must have been that they kept track of it somewhat back then. But it's just crazy to me that they have some people that weren't working for the company, and also the detail that is added to this that they actually show. I mean, you would figure that they would show when Honky Tonk Man worked for WWE, but outside of I'm praising the detail, but see, this is what I mean. This is what I mean with the detail with some of the guys that you got such detail with. You can retrace the history that the guys have in the company, in their specific companies, even going to Border City Wrestling in 2000 when it was under contract with WWE. But retracing the history to see where D'Lo Brown was, for example, is a testament to how well this guy put together this file. I mean, everybody's not accounted for. It's just the random people that are accounted for because, as you notice, Diamond Dallas Page was not listed there. But, my point is, I knew that Shawn Michaels was the one I wanted to attach the battle for brand supremacy, but it's just a question of who will be the person that I choose from SmackDown. But also, I wanted this to not maybe be built around the early booking of the episode, an episode of Raw, rather than be focused around the booking of an episode. Because I also wanted to point out something that I forgot in that I forgot to mention in this database or in the previous video, that I actually have a working relationship with Kaientai Dojo, a one of the smaller Japanese companies, and the agreement is for me to send people there on excursion to gain some more experience, and I actually send Kenny there on excursion to gain some experience as Kenny is 18 years old. So if there's anything he could do is gain a little bit more experience, and I may actually do that also with Mike Mondo and maybe Jet Taylor as well to gain them a little bit more experience. I also may just send Jet Taylor down to developmental, but we'll see what happens on that front. Mike Mondo was supposed to get sent down, but I started teaming him up with Matt Hardy, so I figured, why do that? The problem with the logic of, I just want to point out the problem with the logic of Los Guerreros being the tag team of the year. This is the extent of their tag team. They've had three tag team matches throughout 2004. So, the idea of them being tag team of the year is a little ludicrous to me. You know what I mean? It is a little ludicrous to me, that the idea of them being tag team of the year. But like I said, I could try and work something out to have that be worked into it. That be worked into it to maybe push the idea of them possibly becoming tag team of the year and play up the possibility of the Guerreros becoming tag team of the year. I'm surprised, kind of, that the Dudleys didn't get it, because the Dudleys, like, it should be where the stipulation is that you have to qualify by doing a certain amount in a tag team. But, that's just me. I guess it's match quality more than quantity. But the Dudleys are actually a tag team. But this is what's going on in WWE right now. Al Snow is taking exception to the fact that Mick Foley was given the job as color commentator on Raw to fill in for Jerry Lawler. Christian returned to feud with Matt Hardy, Randy Orton and Dusty Rhodes is just starting a feud, as I mentioned in a previous video. Edge and The Big Show just started a feud, legitimately just started a feud at the Great American Bash. Joe Gertner brought in the Dobbins brothers. If you don't know the Dobbins brothers, I believe they're from NWA Wildside against to fight up the Dudley Boys. This is actually going to end Johnny Stamboli versus Chris Benoit, which was a nice placeholder feud for Benoit. An attempt to get something going with Jerry Lawler to try and get him to give a rub to Kenny King, which who knows if that's going to work out, but we're still going that way. Torrie Wilson had been getting love letters from somebody. It turned out at first that we thought it would be Mark Jindrak because Mark Jindrak interrupted and basically made it seem like it was him, but then it was revealed to actually be Paul London, and Jindrak tried to take the spotlight. But now Jindrak is paired up with Dawn Marie, Paul London is paired up with Torrie Wilson, so there's that. Chase Stevens was supposed to be a one and done, but has impressed me with his ability in certain segments with the top stars. So I've tried to work Chase Stevens in here, there, and sometimes for a possible thing with Triple H. But now the focus is on Chris Jericho, who could be the one to finally dethrone Hunter. And now I mentioned this in a previous video. Trish and Lita are trying to elevate the women's title, which is something that will be featured in a prominent position at SummerSlam. Speaking of a feud that really hasn't gotten as much attention as it should, The Rock versus Vince McMahon, which Vince is taking credit for all of Rock's success outside of WWE, because Vince is basically saying that if The Rock did not have Vince McMahon, then he would not be having the success he's having in Hollywood. But The Rock will be returning sooner rather than later. And now, apparently, the hottest feud that I have, Eddie and Chavo, because instead of having the feud just be one and done at SummerSlam, at Royal Rumble like it was in real life, I decided to push it back, keep it going, and take it in a different way, where slowly but surely it's building there, but you don't know when it's going to happen. And now it seems like it will happen at some point, because these two are going to be tag team of the year, so it's going to be something similar to when Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert won, or it could end up being something similar to when Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert won the WFIA Tag Team of the Year in 1984, and that led to their feud in 1985. But very specific, I know, but you never know. Also, Christian is actually turning babyface, so I am learning how to play this game. I'm learning which way to go. I'm learning what to do, and I'm learning the right way to do it. And I'm also loving such a simple, small detail before we wrap up, because this is one of the old Inside TEW series, or videos that I did, that it shows a track of how long they've been champion with the count of days, which I love because it gives you an indication of people you've been investing in, and Rob Van Dam, and people that are fresh to the title picture, if that makes sense. But I didn't even realize John Cena's had so many title defenses. But either way, I do believe, obviously, Triple H is first. The Dudleys and Lita are second as longest reign. Kurt Angle just defeated Eddie Guerrero for the title at Great American Bash. So Kurt Angle is officially the new WWE champion. And actually the second world champion in this database, because I've only changed hands with the minor titles. The world title has only changed hands when Eddie defeated Brock Lesnar, but now Angle is the world champion, and things are a little bit different because the direction is going to change a little bit on SmackDown, as I'm seriously contemplating turning Kurt Angle heel, which he actually did turn in 2004 to cover, I would assume, for the departure of Brock Lesnar. But then I feel like we may have a hole on SmackDown as far as babyfaces, but it's like balance. You got to elevate some other people then and figure it out. But we'll see what happens. But either way, this has been an inside track of TEW, and I just wanted on TEW, and I just really wanted the focus to be that I've never been nominated for as many awards, even at the halfway point. I have never seen my company be featured in this way at the half-year awards, so I'm happy. That means my booking is doing well, and the direction is in the right, going in the right way. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm loving this series. I'm loving this database. I'm loving everything about it. Let me know your thoughts on this stuff down below, and I will see you in the next one. Do not forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and of course, ding that notification bell to always know when a new video is up on the channel. And I will see you again soon.